Alright, so today we're going to be showing you how to fit the pivot tube to the Magnum gearbox. The Magnum gearbox is a little bit different to all the other ones, so we're just going to do a separate video on fitting this one. So you pull the pivot tube out and you'll notice it's actually got a locking nut on there with an Allen key bolt in through the top. We don't do these up overly tight when we ship them, so they won't take too much for you to undo that. So just pull these apart and you'll notice on the locking nut it's actually got a slight wave design to it. That's to actually match the underside of the selector arm in the Magnum, so it can lock in nice and tight. Now the other thing you're going to need for this is some Loctite, and also out of the shifter you need to grab one of these longer bolts that we've got, which actually holds the shifter onto the adapter plate. So just remove one of those because you're going to need that in a second or two. Now what you can do is do a trial run first, which is what I would do. Just do a dry run before you actually start to assemble this properly to make sure you're okay with it. So what we're going to do is initially you start by putting some of your thread lock on this smaller Allen key bolt, and just put that aside carefully. Grab the actual locking nut, slide that down in. Now you notice once we're down in here, we also need to remove this nylon bush, selector bush, so they can be a little bit persuasive to get out, so sometimes you can just get underneath and pop them out underneath that like that, or you might need to get a pick inside and pull the pick out, pull it out with a pick. So remove your nylon bush, just press that down into place like that so it's fairly close. This is what you need the long nut for that we actually removed out of the actual selector, out of the gear shifter itself. So it just goes down in here, and all you're going to do is grab the locking nut with that. Doesn't need much, just a couple of threads. It's as long as you can get the threads on. And you just need to rotate that locking washer around until it seats nice and flush to the underside of the selector arm. Hold that in place with one finger. Pull that bolt out. Grab the pivot tube itself. Put the pivot tube on. Just slides in there nicely like that. And you grab your Allen key bolt. It's got your Loctite on it. Just locate him down in there. Grab your Allen key. Now this one you need to nip up nice and firm. Just like that. Nice and firm, and there you go, all in and done.